Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. I'm trying to think of why it looks darker, but I don't know if it's just because I turned the camera down a little bit more or if there's something actually darker. I don't know why. Let me see if I can increase that just a little bit from that side. Let me see. Increase it a little bit there. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Give you a quick update on JR. I just heard a few minutes ago he feels like his eye is doing a little better, but he can still feel it in there, the part that they didn't get out. And he went back to the eye doctor today, and they said that they definitely should have taken the rest of that out of there. So they said that it's already healed over, though, and they don't know what to suggest at this point. So I tell you, the health care you get these days, you just got to wonder. Well, I got 4 tunes picked out for this evening. If you'd like to suggest one, you're welcome to do that. And if I can, I will. That's a big if. All 4 of these tunes are tunes that I haven't done since Hector was a pup. So, yeah. Well, the one is one I wrote, so therefore it's brand new. But the other 3, I should say, I haven't done forever. And so we're going to see how that goes. I'm doing them all from memory. I don't have any words out here in front of me. You just have to trust me on that. I'm just trying to do them all from memory. We'll see how that goes. If somebody asked for the Hank Snow, well, they actually said Johnny Cash, but Hank Snow did this song before Johnny ever did it, and that is I've Been Everywhere. And it's a great song that Hank made a big hit with. And then Johnny, of course, once Johnny sings one, nobody else needs to do it after that. But anyway, I've always liked this tune, and I'll see if I can get through it. It's a tongue twister. It's a bizarre tongue twister. Now, I'll also tell you that I only do 3 of the verses. I don't do the 4th verse. That 4th verse is such a tongue twister for me. I never could get over it. And I just never committed it to memory. But these other 3, sort of. We'll see how much they're committed to memory right about now. I'm going to do it in the key of C, but then it's going to modulate to D, and then it's going to modulate to E. So we're going to do it in 3 different keys. It's just a 1-4-5, though. So, I was a-toting my pack down a dusty Winnemucca road when along came a semi with a high and canvas-covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca, Mac, with me you can ride. So he climbed up in the cab, and when I settled down inside, he asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand. And I said, listen, bud, I traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Loma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tacopilla, Barranquilla, Armadillo, I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tapaloosa, Grand Lock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Hennessy, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. Been everywhere, man. Cross the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Albuquerque, Schererville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jericho, Diamantina, see what I mean, sir? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man, I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Well, I know someplace you haven't been. No, I've been everywhere. Well, I had to screw it up right at the tail end there. That's such a tongue twister. I know the words. I just tangled them up is all the problem was. Yeah, there you go. It's not easy being me. Did you ever hear that? Okay, here's another one I'll probably screw up too because I haven't done this forever. This is on our gospel album, but I just never do it. This is going to be in the key of F. It's called Dreaming of a Little Cabin. It was a seldom seen, well, I heard it from the seldom seen on their baptizing album. This is just a 1-4-5. Now, some people, especially locally here, they've been adding a 2 to it, and it does not go there. So it's just a 1-4-5 song. So we're going to do it out of F. Now, this one also modulates. So I guess the theme for tonight is modulation. But this one will modulate up to the key of G, but only on the very last verse. So here we go. I'll see if I can remember it. In dreams of yesterday, I wander back to my little cabin door. I strolled beside an old rock garden. I saw familiar scenes once more. I heard the organ softly playing. The music came so sweet and low. I heard my mother sweetly singing as if she did so long ago. She sang about the Rock of Ages, silver thread among the gold. She told me once again of Jesus within our little cabin door. She opened up a faded Bible where the family records used to be. I knew it was the same sweet mother who years ago had cradled me. I was dreaming of a little cabin when I heard someone call my name. I turned and saw a sweet old lady, and it seemed I was a child again. She gently put her arms around me, and she kissed her little boy once more. And I knew it was the same sweet mother who had kissed me many times before. Dreaming of a Little Cabin. Really a pretty tune. It's prettier if you do it right. But that's never going to happen with me. Here's another one I haven't done for forever and ever and ever and ever. Well, I don't know. I've probably done it within the last year, maybe one time, maybe if I'm lucky. But I don't even remember doing it. I'm going to do this out of F also, and again, it's just a 1-4-5, so it's a fairly straight tune. It's called "Chalk Up Another One." Now you should get a medal, dear, for every broken heart. For every life you ruin, you think you're so smart. I never even had a chance, now my life is lost. Once more you had your fun, you don't care about the cause. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Chalk up another one, a heart you tore apart. You picked me for a fool, my dear, how well I played the part. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Broken vows and shattered dreams mean little, dear, to you. For once you said you loved me, and now we are through. All that's fair in love and war, I guess you showed me so. It was in this crazy game of love you hit an all-time low. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Chalk up another one, a heart you tore apart. You picked me for a fool, my dear, how well I played the part. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. I have only pity for this evil life you choose. This unfair game you're playing where everyone could lose. Let me tell you something, someday you won't forget. Add me to your collection and you'll wish we'd never met. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Chalk up another one, a heart you tore apart. You picked me for a fool, my dear, how well I played the part. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Chalk up another one, another broken heart. Chalk up another one. It's a good old bluegrass album band tune. Just a good old standard bluegrass type tune. One I've always enjoyed. Dottie's made a comment about my hands there. Well, Dottie, I'll tell you the truth. They're killing me. That is the truth. I'm not saying it for pity. I was thinking today, and I meant to say it on the vlog, but I have absolutely no regret about quit working on people's instruments because of my hands. I am not kidding you. It was time. I had second thoughts and second doubts. I was doubting myself when I quit. I really was. I thought, man, is this the right time? Should I be quitting? Well, it was the right time, and definitely I should have been quitting because I can't hold on to stuff very well. I drop stuff all the time. It's bad. It's not good at all, and it ain't getting no better. That's for darn sure. Again, I don't say it for sympathy or anything. I'm just trying to be factual. It's just the way it is. And like that hand surgeon, I think he was right. He said, buddy, he says, you waited too long. Your hands are too far gone. I can't do a thing for you. That's what he said. So I kind of believe him. I think he was right. All right. Well, it's time for that new song I wrote. I kind of gave a rundown of the new song in my vlog today of what it, why I wrote it the way I wrote it and what it means to me. So I'm not going to go through that right now. The title of it is very simple. It's called He Doesn't Look Like Me. So here we go. We're going to do this in G. It's a real simple tune. It's just G, C, D. Well, there is a 2 chord in it, so I guess it's actually 4 chords. So there's 1, 4, 5, so it's G, C, D, and then there's a 2 chord, which is your A. And the 2 chord comes in really fast on this. It's in, if you want to call this a chorus, it starts on a chorus. And so, started in G, but you go right to the A and just almost immediately. When I look in the mirror, I see an old man there. He doesn't look like me. He's got too much gray hair. And then my mind drifts back to 1963. When my brother and I built our first house up in those sassafras trees. And then I look in that mirror and I see that old man there. He doesn't look like me, and he's so unaware. Now I'm back in 1983, and we've got a new house now, and our family is complete. But then I look in that mirror, and I see that old man there. He doesn't look like me, and it's too much to bear. And now I find myself back in the present day, and you've got gray in your hair. Well, I guess time has made it that way. And then I look in that mirror, and it slowly dawns on me that we've had a good life as God intended it to be. So don't look in that mirror. I don't know if that's the right tagline or not, because I think you could take that 2 different ways. So the way I mean it is, don't look in that mirror, and then you won't have all those thoughts of, how did I get to be like this? I don't get it. It's I shouldn't be this old. You won't be second guessing yourself. Well, I guess I'll keep this on because there might be a request or two. Let's go to the comments and see what's going on here. Joe Nigan was the first one in at the top there. Then Bill Rhodes came in. He says, evening. And Bill Rhodes says, you may not be the guy in the picture, but you're not old. Well, you're only as old as you feel. I don't feel too old except for my doggone hands mostly. I feel it in all my joints. Every joint, back, neck, shoulders, hips, everything. I feel it everywhere. I really do. But what really hurts the most is my hands. I shouldn't say the most. It's the most consistent. Now, if I try to lay down in a bed, oh my gosh, my ribs and my back hurt so bad. I cannot do it. It's killer. Even when I go in for this CT scan and stuff, I'm just praying they do it as quick as they can because I can't lay down like that. It just hurts. Let's see. Bill Rhodes says, just mature. Well, I'm extremely mature. In one way, in terms of age, not so much in terms of mind. Ronald Todd, Good evening, Jerry and everyone from the West Bank in New Jersey. Then after we went live, Dottie says, hello, everyone. And then let's see. Please play Vinecovered Church. Well, by gosh, we will do that. Vinecovered Church, I do it in A. This is a tune I wrote about a little church that was alongside the road. I just got one glimpse of it one time in my life, and it stayed in my brain forever. I was trying to write a song about a one-room schoolhouse on my mother and father-in-law's farm. It's an old German schoolhouse. I was trying to write a song about that, but every time I would try to write that song, this little church would come into my brain, and it just kept doing that for like 6 months. I couldn't get it out, and it was the longest time I've ever spent trying to write a song. Continuous time, usually I can write one in an hour, tops, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes sometimes, or even less. But not this time. It just took forever. So I'll tell you that right now, and then I'll tell you the rest of the story after I play it for you. This is in A, and it's got 1, 4, 5, and I'm pretty sure there's a 2 in this also, but I can't ever keep these things in my head on all these songs. Let's see. I'm just going to start it up with a little backwards roll here. You won't find it on a well-traveled highway. It's not even on a dusty gravel road. And you have to want to be there when you find it, 'cause it's not on any maps I know. Out across the field through the pasture, you climb along a steep and rocky trail. And when you cross that little creek in the valley, you'll see that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. The siding and shingles are tattered, the steeple leans slightly to the right, and though all the windows are shattered, you can still hear them singing at night. The brothers and sisters who worship, they gather in that holy place still, though they lie at rest in the valley, beneath that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray, built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. Yes, it still stands as a marker for the grave. And as I told many times before, when I got off stage the very first time we played it, and it just so happened we played it right down in the neighborhood where that little church lived all those years. We played it at the Farmington Auction Barn, which is only maybe, I'm going to just guess because I don't know, I'm going to say maybe 10 miles from where that church was along the highway there. Well, anyway, as soon as we got off stage, a man came right up to me instantly and says, son, I love your song about the vine-covered church. He says, but do you know you have to change the words? And I thought, this seemed like a goofy thing to say to somebody. It just seemed weird to me. And I go, why would I need to change the words? He goes, oh, you don't know? And I said, I don't know what? He goes, well, they just tore it down yesterday. I mean, that took all that time to write that song and all that time to get the band up on it and get it ready to play on stage and all that. And it was just like, it just sent chills up my neck. It really did, because it was just as if this little song was meant to keep that little church alive. And there, it's backwards. There it is right there. It's so hard to point to stuff. Anyway, that's it. That's the little vine-covered church. Because the second time we played it down in that area, somebody gave me that picture, which I thought was pretty cool. Let's see. And then Dottie says, help is on the way. Well, we're going to drop this down to G. I used to always do this in A, but the song got higher over the years. It wasn't me. The song got higher somehow. I don't know how it did that. In the G of keys. This one probably has a 2-chord. I don't know. I just don't remember. A woman in the Bible days, her last meal almost gone. God sent Elijah to make his word known. He said, woman, don't you worry, for God sent me today. Before you even ask him, help was on the way. So just hold on a little longer, help is on the way. A brighter day is coming for those who believe and pray. And help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. So just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. Troubles of this life come round and burdens get you down. You think no one is listening, and you think no one's around. Just remember what his word said. Trust him and obey. Keep your eyes towards the heavens, because help is on the way. So just hold on a little longer, help is on the way. A brighter day is coming for those who believe and pray. And help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. So just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. No, help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. So just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. That was a song by Doyle Lawson. Well, I don't know who wrote it for sure without looking it up, but Doyle had it on his album. It was just a great song. Let's see. Thank you for the request, Dottie. Richard Polite says, hello, Jerry. Dottie says, oops, it scrolled on me. Doggone it. Okay, Dottie said, I love that song, Jerry. You wouldn't know your hands hurt tonight. Well, yeah, it just is what it is, you know. Let's see here. I'm torn between reading them all and just reading the ones with the question marks. That's what I typically do, but on a play along like this, I never know what I might be missing. Sue Peel says, that was a fun song. I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash. Yeah, well, it truly wasn't by Johnny Cash. It really was Hank Snow. Did it way earlier than Johnny ever did it. And it was written by somebody entirely different. Neither one of those guys wrote the song. Let's see. Scott Roberts says, I'm here, Jerry. Carry on. Michael Thompson, good evening, Jerry. I'm 72 and frustrated by what I can no longer do, but I enjoy your music. Well, thank you, Michael. Joanne Pointer missing a few of the crew, aren't we? Well, this every Thursday night I have a play along, Joanne. The crew only comes on the last Thursday night of the month, not the fourth. People get it confused. People think it's the fourth Monday or first. I can't talk. People think it's the fourth Thursday night, but it's not. It's the last Thursday night of every month. So that's when the band shows up. And if they can't show up, I generally try to fill it in with other people. And even occasionally on these Thursday nights, I try to fill in with other people. In fact, I tried to fill in with Gary tonight, but he had other plans. He couldn't be here. Dottie says, beautiful song, but a little sad. I like it, though. Yeah, it's a little bit sad, but it's just kind of part of life, You're on your way to dying whenever you're born. I mean, it's just kind of the way it is. Yeah, and then Dottie's saying the band only comes on the last Thursday. So let's see, Michael Thompson. I look in the mirror and laugh at the gray hair, and my younger brothers are balding. Yeah. Let's see, David Sutter, farewell written song, straight to the point. Thanks. Well, thank you. Scott Roberts, let me be your salty dog. That's a good one. I never did do that tune. Everybody else did it so much. I just never did do it, so I don't know it. I mean, I know it. I've heard it and could play along with it, but I don't know the words to it. And I'll tell you the truth of that song. I never did like it. And the reason is because it's got such weird lyrics. The words in it are just, I don't know, goofy or something. They're goofy without being funny. That's what I don't like, I think. I don't know. I just never did like it. It's a good song. I mean, we jam to it, and I enjoy playing it and all that, but it's just one I never did want to learn. GNP Old Marine Shop. Thanks, Jerry, for doing I've Been Everywhere. I enjoyed it. Well, thank you. Well, I wish I hadn't screwed up my last line there, but it's super tongue twister. If you're not used to doing it, it's really hard to get all those words in there. I think it's almost 70. Just in the 3 verses I do, there's like 70 places that he visits there. Ben Boyd, how about Merle Haggard's Kern River? That's a great song. I don't know that one. I know a lot of Merle tunes, but I don't know that one. Yeah, it's a great song. Dottie Hildebrandt, Vinecovered Church, what a beautiful song. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Joanne Pointer, okay, let's see. Dottie, you're okay. Then David Tharp says, it is strange to be the same age as old people. Boy, howdy to that one. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I know it sounds so contradictory. Even when I say it, it sounds contradictory. When I'm out working, I guess I don't even think about it. I just work through all the pain and all the stuff. I just have a way to do that. I don't know how I do it, but I just work. And I don't stop. I don't stop for a drink of water. I don't stop for nothing. I just work. When I get done, I pay for it though. And I have to sit down, and it hurts, But while I'm doing it, I do it just as if I was 30 years old. I mean, I honestly think I could keep up with anybody while I'm working. In fact, I think it's hard for other people to keep up with me. That's the truth, and I don't mean that as a brag. It's just the way I work. But boy, once I sit down, it's a total different story. It's a totally different story. Joanne Pointer, the bass player Don is my brother. Well, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, Don he's such a good guy. I just think the world of Don. He really is just the greatest guy. He really is. Let's see. Okay, David Tharp says, in my humble but accurate opinion, I like the Mirror song. Let's see. Yeah, Dottie talks about Don playing that bass and even better on the guitar. Yeah, he's really good. He's a very, very solid musician. He's super solid. You don't have to ever wonder, is Don going to be there? He's always right there. He's really good. Moving on down, William Pagan there says 64 watching and only 31 likes. Yeah, if you don't mind, click that like button. That would sure help me out. It does help. Believe it or not, it really does. It messes with the YouTube algorithm, and it puts it out in front of more people. When there's more people liking it, it says, well, this must be good video because people are liking it, And, if the next person that sees it doesn't like it, well, even if they click a thumbs down, it shows activity on the video, and YouTube kind of likes activity. So there you go. Moving on down here. Let's see. Scott Roberts says, Carmen, I do that in the key of C, and of course this is a Marty Robbins number, and as I've always said, he was probably my favorite voice, favorite singer. I just liked Marty's voice. I just liked how he sang his songs. My favorite overall country star was Merle Haggard, no question about it. But I really liked I can't even think. Marty Robbins. I really like Marty Robbins' voice. I like Merle's too, don't get me wrong, but if I had to pick one voice, it would be Marty Robbins. So I'm doing this in C, F, and G. Now we are going to modulate up to D on this later in the tune. Carmen, Carmen, Carmen. Tonight I am making my body a shaking. Tonight Carmen's coming back home. Tonight there'll be no room for tears in my bedroom. Tonight Carmen's coming back home. Tonight as I stand here, I've noticed my hands here are trembling as never before. My feelings I can't hide, resistance is all died. My pride will rush outside the moment she walks through the door. The lips that have kissed her, that's loved her and missed her, lips that have cursed her at night. Through anguish and torment I've cursed as the nights went from darkness till dawn's golden light. And I thought of just taking these two hands and breaking that body I'm aching to touch. I find while I'm waiting there's no time for hating, while anticipating the woman I've wanted so much. I've placed pretty flowers to brighten the hours. I've put brand new sheets on the bed. I'm nervous, I'm trembling, recalling, remembering the way that she tosses her head. I've given much thought to the fact that I ought to have more control over my life. How can I fight it? There's no way to hide it. I cannot deny it, the love that I have for my wife. Carmen, Carmen, Carmen. Oh, that takes the wind out of you. I'm better on that tune if I practice it a time or two before. Getting that yodel on that sucker is pretty tough. I don't think I did it very well at the beginning for sure. Oh, well. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's all I can tell you. Let's see. GNP Old Marine Shop. I've Been Everywhere, according to Google, was written by Jeff Mack. That sounds right. In 1959. Australian cowboy singer, popularized by Lucky Starr, then Hank Snow in 1962. Yeah, well, I didn't know about Lucky Starr, but I knew about Hank Snow for sure. In the States, Hank Snow was the guy that did it. I don't know. Maybe Lucky Starr did it in the States too. I don't know. Don Nice, Jerry, I think I looked in the same mirror and see white hair. Yeah. David Sutter, hey Jerry, do a Merle song, just one that you like to do. Okay. Well, I've been doing that Mama Tried more often, so let me do a different one. I know a lot of them. I'm not so practiced up on most of them. Let's see. Let me do the one that he named his band after. That's the Strangers. You know, his band is called the Strangers. Oh, the love. I'm going to do it in G, by the way. Oh, the love you promised to be mine forever. Well, I would have bet my bottom dollar on. Well, it sure turned out to be a short forever. For just once I turned my back and you were gone. From now on, all my friends are gonna be strangers. I'm all through ever trusting anyone. The only thing I can count on now are my fingers. I was a fool believing in you now that you're gone. It amazes me not knowing any better than to think I'd find a love that could be true. Well, I should be taken out, tired and feathered, when I let myself be taken in by you. And from now on, all my friends are gonna be strangers. I'm all through ever trusting anyone. The only thing I can count on now are my fingers. I was a fool believing in you, now you're gone. I was a fool believing in you, now you are gone. Old Merle Haggard, man, he's tough to beat. And I know 99% of you have heard my story about Merle and eating dinner with him, but man, that was the most awesome thing that ever happened to me when I was out playing music. But probably the second most memorable was Charlie Daniels walking all the way across that parking lot, leaving everybody standing there to come over and shake my hand. I thought that was pretty cool too, just the fact that he did that. Let's see. Looking for where I left off there because I got confused. Okay, Michael Thompson says there's a hilarious Indian version of I've Been Everywhere on YouTube. Check it out. I've heard some, what do you call it, parodies of I've Been Everywhere, I think, somewhere along the line. I think I have heard one. I don't know that I've heard the one you're talking about. But Steve Mays, you don't quit working because you grow old. You grow old because you stop working. Well, that's kind of true, too. I do think, honestly, that the reason I'm in reasonably good shape, other than the arthritis, other than that, I can't control that. My mom and dad both had that, and I think I just inherited it. But other than that, I'm in pretty dang good shape for 70 years old. I truly can keep up with just about anybody working. I mean, in fact, like I told you before, and it's a true statement, I had two guys here from Fort Leonard Wood working one day with me that we were doing destruction, mostly tearing things out over at the apartment, in fact, over next door. And they every 5 minutes they were stopping and drinking and catching their breath, and I'm like working the whole time. I work circles around those boys. It's like, are you kidding me? This is our finest. I was surprised. I thought, man, I think I can make it through their boot camp. Anyway, let's see. Larry B says, hi, I don't comment much, but wanted to ask if you could do the Phantom song. I love listening to it, and guitar repair videos. Well, thank you. I'll try to do it. The Phantom song, I've always had trouble remembering all of the lines. Let me see if I happen to have it here, just in case I need them. I think I know it. I don't really know why I have trouble with remembering the lines on that song sometimes, but I do. So I'm going to throw it up here just in case I need it. I think I have it there. All right. I'm not planning to use it if I don't need. I don't like to look at words when I'm singing. I really don't. I feel like it takes away from the performance especially when you're on stage. All right, I do this. This one's a tricky song here. This is a little different. It's A minor. It drops down to G. Then it drops down to F. Then it goes up to E. And that's all it does through the whole song. It'll hold it a little different in places, but that's what it's doing. It's repeating that pattern over and over. You've heard a song about a horse or two. Well, here's one more, and I swear it's true. The finest horse you've ever seen, and his name was Phantom 614. A proud young stallion with head held high, and his coat was like satin under candlelight. His mane and tail, oh, how they sheen, and his name was Phantom 614. Yeah, I had to look. Though just a young man at the time, I knew that one day he'd be mine, and I would ride there like a king upon the back of 614. But the trainer said, son, he can't be rode. Now stay away, boy, or you'll be thrown. He said that horse, he's just plain mean, and his name was Phantom 614. But that horse and I, our souls were one. Without any fear I climbed upon the back of that horse they said was mean, and his name was Phantom 614. A one-man horse to me proved true. The people would stare as we'd ride through a sight which few have ever seen. His name was Phantom 614. Yes, his name was Phantom 614. And the reason he had such a weird name is because of my dad. You know, the RSW song, Phantom 309, had been out a long time before we had Phantom, but I mean, it was a song that I just thought was the coolest old song, you know. That was really before I started playing very much music. I mean, I could sort of play 3 chords on a guitar at that time. I was just a teenager, really. So, but that was all I could do. But I really liked that song, that old RSW Phantom 309. So I wanted to name this horse Phantom 309 because he was like that. He had a different way about him. He was different than any horse I'd ever been around. And trust me, I'd been around a lot of horses. My dad had as many as 60 head of horses at any given time. Always had a lot of horses. And I always rode and broke typically the worst ones, you know, the meanest, the toughest ones, you know. Well, then Phantom came along. Now, a little different story with Phantom, man. I mean, if you started fighting with that horse, he fought back. He didn't even think nothing about it. He would fight you every step of the way, tooth and nail. So this was before you nobody ever heard a horse whispering back then. So, in my opinion, I invented it on my own. I learned that if I just talked to him nice and calm and just petted him easy, no matter even when he was making the meanest thing he was doing, if I just talked to him nice and easy and calm, he would just settle right down, just instantly. And I could ride him through the middle of mares, you know, and that's a big thing with stallions. Can you ride them around mares? there's not very many stallions you can do that with, especially when you're a young kid like me. I think I was like 16 when I got him, roughly. I can't remember. But anyway, I was pretty young when I got him. And he became the world champion model horse out of the Foxtrotter Horse Breed Association. He was one beautiful son of a gun. I'm seriously telling you, that's why that line in the song, the people would stare as we'd ride through. I mean, it was just like that old E.F. Hutton commercial, if you ever saw that on television. It was years and years ago. But when E.F. Hutton speaks, everybody would stop and just listen and look. It was all like everybody, paid their attention to E.F. Hutton. That's exactly the way it was when I would ride Phantom through the crowd. Everybody would stop. There could be 50 horses there, and they would just stop and all look at him because he was just so flippin' gorgeous. And he carried his head up, he just almost pranced. He just was something else. Just really hard to explain. Just a different kind of horse. And like I said, when my dad would get on him, World War III, man. I mean, like it was a fight from the moment he got on him till the time he got off. Phantom would not give in. But I could get on him, not a problem. I could put the littlest kid on him. I mean, seriously, and I did it a lot. I'd put little kids up on him and lead him around, and he was just as gentle as he could be. You'd swear he was the gentlest horse on the planet. But put somebody else on him that thought they were going to show him something. It didn't work that way with Phantom. It was crazy. I truly never saw a horse like him. That was the only horse I ever saw that was like that. But he was something else. So thanks for that request. It's a good memory. Let's see. But, I forgot to tell you, I wanted to name him Phantom 309. Dad made me name him Phantom 614 because that was our address, was 614 Kerrs Mill Road. I thought, well, okay. Dad wouldn't let me name him after that dang song. He says, no, you probably get sued or something. I don't know. He just wouldn't let me do it. So that's why he named Phantom 6. And you know what? It's really hard to rhyme with Phantom 614. You ought to try it sometime. Let's see. Moving on down. I've lost my place for sure now. Bill Rhodes says, good. I think you should say almost too much to bear. Yeah, almost too much to bear. Yeah, if I can fit it in, sometimes I can fit that phrase in there. It's all about phrasing and how you can fit the words in. And sometimes I do fit it in there, but it's really difficult to fit it in there. And like I screwed up the very, very last line. I said God intended. That's too many syllables. I meant to say God meant it to be. That fits. God intended it to be doesn't fit very well. I mean, if you phrase it properly, you could probably make that fit. But anyway, it's just all a phrasing thing, and you have to get used to it, and that's what happened tonight. I didn't get it phrased very well. Let's see. David Thor says, I like Seminole Wind. Do you do that without the band? Well, the story on Seminole Wind is we were the very first bluegrass band to record Seminole Wind, at least to put it out on the charts and things. And it went out on Bluegrass Unlimited and got sent all over the world, went to all kinds of radio stations. I literally did get fan letters, the old hard-written hand-copy letters from 7 different countries. This was before email. It was only shortly before email, maybe even just like months before email came out, Anyway, I do it in D minor instead of E minor, and I don't know why exactly. That's just the way I do it. We've always done it in D minor. We never had a fiddle on it. We only did it with the mandolin and the rest of the band, Ever since the days of old, man has searched for wealth untold. They dig for silver, pan for gold, and leave the empty holes. Way down south in the Everglades, where the black waters roll and the sawgrass sways, The eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminole. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long-lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy, across the home of the Seminole, the alligator and the gar. Progress came and took its toll, and in the name of flood control, they made their plans and they drained the land. Now the glades are going dry. The last time I walked in the swamp, I stood upon a cypress stump. I listened close and I heard the ghost of Osceola cry. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long-lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy, across the home of the Seminole, the alligator and the gar. That's how we did it, sort of, kind of, close. It was a little better with the band, I think. A whole lot better. Let's see. Let me find where I'm at again. Christy Ledger. Well, I didn't mean to miss it, Christy. Sometimes they don't show up on my screen. You may have not heard about that part. During the vlogs during the day, that happens. I don't see any other comments there. I imagine it's Victor, not Christy anyway, but he's using her email. I don't see any other comments, so I didn't skip it on purpose. It skipped because it didn't show up here. I'm using a different software than the actual Google screen, or whatever you want to call it, the YouTube screen or whatever. This program brings the comments in here, and sometimes it doesn't bring a comment or two in, and I don't know why that is. Sorry. If you post it again, I'll read it if it shows up. Yeah, and Dottie says she hasn't seen it either. So Joanne Pointer, Marty was my favorite country singer of all time. Good job. Well, thank you. Ben Boyd, have you named your new song yet? Yeah, it's called He Doesn't Look Like Me. That's the title. It just made sense. And I mentioned in today's vlog, that's how I wrote the song, was because it's going to sound cheesy or stupid or tacky or something, but it's the truth. It's honest to God the way I feel about it. If I don't go to the mirror and don't look at it, I think, in my mind, I feel like I've got black and white hair. I still feel like I look like I did when I was in my 30s and 40s. And so when I go in there and I look in the mirror, it catches me off guard for a second or two. It really does. I'm not just saying that. That's the truth. That's the way I feel. When I go in there, I go, man, it don't look right. And so that's how the song came about. Yeah, so the name of it is He Don't Look Like Me. Maybe something like Reflections of Life, just an idea. Well, that's a good title. It is a good title. But the reason I wrote it is because he don't look like me. It's it's just black and white to me. It like it fits me. So that's why I wrote it that way, and that's why I titled it that way. Gino Hitch, sorry, Jerry, just got back from dropping the wife off for a sleep apnea. Thanks for doing that Marty song. You're welcome. Dottie says, good, Ben, that's a good title. Yeah, it is a good title. Ronald Todd, I've Been Everywhere was written by a Australian man, Jeff Mack, in 1959. Yeah, somebody else mentioned that. Scott Roberts, you said tired and feathered. Now that's funny. I know where that came from. Let's see. GNP Old Marine Shop. I watched the Hank Snow video singing it live and even stopped playing his guitar when he tongue twists and starts. Yeah, it's tough to do that and keep time and everything too. You know, you got to do all of that. It's a tongue twister, man. Those words are so, and there's so many of them he squeezes in there. You know, it's I don't know. It's just tough. It's just a tough song to do. But back when I was doing it all the time, I didn't even feel like it was difficult back then. But now it's difficult. Yeah, WP says, Christy, I don't see your comment either. Okay, so I feel vindicated because it didn't show up here. I'm pretty sure I haven't missed very many. I've intentionally missed one or two where it's just an internal conversation between two people. I've kind of missed those. But I think I've hit all the rest of them as far as I know. G&P Marine Shop, Phantom 614 chords are very similar, Jerry, to Charlie's Caballo Diablo. Yeah, I listened to that one. That one doesn't fit me very well, though. It's a good tune, but it just doesn't fit my style. Bill Rhodes, Jerry, I just wanted to let you know that you didn't miss some quotes. Okay, well, thank you. Dottie Hildebrandt, okay, that's a private one there. Let's see. Larry B., thanks for Phantom 614. You're sure welcome. Thanks for asking. Bill Rhodes says, Jerry, what I said was you did miss some quotes. Oh, well, okay. I don't know which ones I missed. Like I said, I don't think I'm missing them. I truly don't. I don't think they're showing up. So, I mean, I'm missing them from the standpoint that they're not showing up, but I don't think it's me missing them, is what I'm saying. Ben Boyd, rhyming 614 is easy. As I rode Phantom 614, I sipped a glass of Ovaltine. Hey, I didn't say it was good, just easy. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it works. It's just that you have to be kind of creative with it. I decided to just make his name the highlight of the song. You know, his name was Phantom 614. Even though I would have liked it if his name would have been Phantom 309. Let's see. Bill Rhodes, just to get your goat, I'm 70. My hair is still brown, mostly. Well, there you go. Like I said, I don't care what color mine turns as long as it don't turn loose, and it's already too late for that. It's turning loose too. David Tharp, Seminole Wind is a good song for a mandolin. Zachary 55, we oldies can all relate. Richard Polite, when I look in the mirror, my reflection ducks. David Sutter, Jerry, I can thank you enough for having these things. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Christy Ledger again, I think it's Victor. It is Victor. Says, Keith Whitley wrote a song, Don't Let the Old Man In. Yeah, I know about that song. And honestly, that was a little bit of my inspiration on my song. I did listen to that one, and just before I wrote mine. And so it's similar. The chord progression, I tried to make sure the chord progression was different, and it is completely different. It does have a similar mood and similar speed to it, but the chord progression is completely different. Yeah, that's a good song. That Keith Whitley is a great songwriter. He really was. And a great singer, too. Yeah. Well, thank you about loving the play along, too, there, Victor. I appreciate it. Victor was my friend I met up in Canada when we were up there, and it was awesome. Victor has a great workshop, and he works on instruments, and I always screw it up. I think it was his father-in-law that was building guitars with maple back and sides, which were great guitars. They were really good sounding guitars. I'm just being honest. I don't want it to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. Maple is not my favorite wood to make a guitar out of, but his sounded great. He had good sounding guitars with maple back and sides. Guy Bros, hey Jerry, I have been trying to bid on Fender lookalike guitar for 2 days. Won't let me bid. Well, that ain't good. I'll go look at it from my perspective, but I don't know that I can do anything on it. Did you register first? You have to register on my website. There's a registration page on my website. That might be your problem. So try that. If you did that already, well, let me know. Gino Hitch, thanks, Dottie. I'll tell her my wife really loves Jesus. Okay, that's a private conversation again. G&P Old Marine Shop, it's all in the genes with hair and teeth. Boy, that's the truth. And arthritis, in my opinion. My mom had, the doctors say I have both types. My mom had rheumatoid, my dad had osteo, and I've got both. My mom's hands were way more deformed than mine are. Mine are not really too badly deformed, but hers got real twisty and messed up. But I don't know. It just is what it is. And, they both had brown eyes. Well, guess what color my eyes are? And they both turned gray very young. They both had black hair. I had black hair. And I started turning gray when I was 16. So, I chalk way more off to genetics than, what you eat and how you live and all that stuff. Your genetics makes up 99% of it, in my opinion. It just kind of is. You kind of get it dealt a hand, and you have to play your hand that you get dealt, I'm not saying things can't affect it. Don't hear me say that. Like, if you do stupid things, well, I shouldn't say it that way. That's not a good way to start this. But if you do things like you smoke a lot, well, you should expect the consequences of that. There's things that you can do to control all that. But there's so much stuff being paid to things that I don't think make that much difference. Like, for instance, people just get down on corn syrup. Well, do you think corn syrup's worse than those words you can't pronounce on a Diet Coke? I don't think so. I mean, you can think so if you want to, but I don't think so. So there you go. That's just my opinion. I just look at stuff at a common sense level, though. To me, that's just common sense. Let's see. Guy Bros, hey, Jerry, I have been trying to bid. Oh, okay, sorry. Gino Hitch, thanks. Okay. GPO Marine Shop, it's all in the Yep, okay, I guess I've read them all. My donations on PayPal. Well, thank you. And, I don't mean to beg or anything, but if y'all want to support it, that's really wonderful. You can do it two ways. One is to click on that $ and do a super chat that you see there on your screen. The other way is just to go into PayPal and send a donation via email to rosastringworks@gmail.com. You can do that. So I appreciate it if you do that. You don't have to, but if you want to, that's a great thing. Richard Polite, Merle, stop the world and let me off. I don't know that one. I mean, I've heard it. I don't think I know that one, though. There's a bunch of Merle tunes that I do know. I don't know. I just can't think of any of them right at the moment. We've been going for a little over an hour now, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here. But thank you all so much for all your kind words and just for being here in general. I appreciate it very much. We will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock with the vlog, and who knows what that's going to have on it. You just never know every day. We had like 6 videos today's vlog, so you never know what you'll see tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be there. See you then.